It's time for trigger warning.
Trigger warning! Fuck your feelings, you little snowflake! Triggerwarning.tv.
How dare you!
Hello and welcome to Trigger Warning. I'm Hayden Hewitt, and with me, as ever, is my sidekick, Graham Booth.
There we go. Hiya, man. Sorry, my lamp was a bit bright there. What are you doing? That's way better. Look. Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Stop it. Stop it or I'll change the password.
Oh, no. That's serious business.
That's a sweater you're wearing there.
I know. Well, I've been walking around with a blanket around me.
Why? It's not been cold.
This flat, it gets really hot, really cold. As soon as it rained, it was freezing, absolutely freezing. And I was like, I put it on, and I've been deep cleaning. And to be honest, the day's just got away with me, so I've not took it off yet. Even though I'm too warm now, but you know what it's like.
Such a beta male, it's disgusting.
I'm just
first thing we got to do.
Go on.
Happy birthday, happy dog. Many happy returns. I am sorry that they did change the pension rules, meaning you won't get it this year, but I think you still get a bus pass, so good on you, mate. Good on you. I'm sure you'll let's say hello to some people. Got, of course, Happy Dog, the birthday boy himself. Everybody wish him a happy birthday. We've got Paul McCord, Mr. Kill C1, Aphid Lip, Fat Belly, Topper Room, Morgan Evans, Duke Brazzi, the Vapist, Cassius Claymore, Smoke Steve is in the house. How you doing, fella? Nick Marden, Tom Pars, 125, Goss, Charlotte Binns, hello, Charlotte. Laylight Luke and Greg Topple and many more. If I did miss you out, I am sorry, but there's quite a lot, but I'll try and catch up with you as we go. There we are. Now, it was supposed to be in the studio tonight.
Yes.
It didn't happen. So next week, for sure, 100%, we'll be in the studio. I had everything packed, everything ready, but life just doesn't pan out like the way you want it sometimes. So next week, we're back in the studio. Oh, look at everyone wishing him a happy birthday. Oh, no, isn't that lovely?
Hey. Oh, there we go. Look, even everyone's on it. There we go.
Hope you had a cracking day, mate. Really do.
Fat Belly's just give us the old 666 for some reason, but I'm sure Happy Dog's enjoying that.
On our front door, that's still the number from Halloween. we left it up. 666. So I think that's quite suitable for the Hewitt household, to be honest with you.
I've just been doing it now whilst we were on air. I've just been uploading Sutty's handiwork for Craft Corner. I thought we might as well show everyone, seeing as
I'm sure they'll be ecstatic.
I know, ecstatic there. Look, he's done the split screen for the big drunken nights that we have, and then we've got Aphid Lip. I was like, he was moaning a lot. He's like, "Where am I?" So there you go. He's done a separate one for him there, and then of course
he found a lovely round egg for you, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, I love the little commie thing there. I just love Happy Dog there, to be honest. The Happy Dog's amazing. But then lastly was Richie Allen, bless him. There we go.
Should have used a fucking potato for that rather than an egg.
Well, I know that can be next week. Do potato people, eh?
I was speaking to Richie Allen earlier today, as it happens.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Every time.
No, not about you.
No, but you always drop something in there to piss him off about me.
Only a little bit today. In fact, no, that wasn't today. That was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
No, we spoke a little bit about London Real and stuff like that. So it'd be worth checking out Richie's show if you haven't, where he'll probably have a say on that. The guy has now described himself as the most dangerous man on the internet. They are still monetized on YouTube. You can't be that dangerous and be monetized on YouTube. They also raised £200,000 for the Digital Freedom Platform, whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So they can host another interview with David Icke.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm really struggling with Richie's show at the moment. The whole I love Richie, and I love the fact that he gets people on that don't share his perspective and all that stuff. But this kind of tone of like the depopulation agenda thing just it's getting on top of me now a little bit with it. I can't be asked because it's just
It's
so
the perfect time for them at the minute, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really, really is, because if I was that way inclined, I'd say it's actually happening.
Yeah,
That's how it feels. So I do kind of get that.
It's just that they make some great points about, population control and government overreach and all that stuff, and I'm right there with them. But then they get onto this easily debunkable nonsense about, like, based on projected figures. There's nothing, and I can't be doing with it. I can't be doing with it. Did you wake up with your cute wife Sunday?
No, not with.
Oh, Graham, did you wake up with your?
No, not with.
Oh, bloody hell!
Have another go. Go on.
Graham, I'm worse than Sherry here, aren't I? Graham, I'll be demoted next time over there with the things. Graham, did you wake up your cute wife Sunday? You seem to be fuming. Oh, you mean when I snuck on? No, I didn't. I was fuming because you were all being knobheads, misrepresenting my position.
And by you all, he means me.
By yeah, it was a collective you. It meant Aidan. I was being a communist again. But no, I didn't wake her up on Sunday, but I definitely woke her up on Saturday. 100% woke her up on Saturday. Like, she was stood, like, when I was drunkenly screaming about the NHS, she was just literally right next to me going, shut up, Graham. Now, turn it off. There, we've got an actual genuine question that seems like a good one. Here we go. Oh, you just clicked it. Do you think lockdown should end in May? That's from Mother B.
Hello, Mother B.
I am Mother B.
I think it should be the start of the end of lockdown in May for sure. The government seem like they're heading that way, aren't they? Looking at asking us to wear face masks now, which is a good idea, because it'll make people feel better if nothing else. And I think we're going to have to start seeing a relaxation of it. I don't know if the kids will be back at school in May. I've got a feeling it might not happen. Some
schools are opening, aren't they? But yeah, the feeling I've been saying since this shut that it'll be September. Although Switzerland's just reopened the schools, haven't they? And they've said that they can't find any evidence whatsoever for someone under 10 passing the disease to an adult. They've not found a single instance apparently.
No, but then you've got all the adults passing it to each other. In the school playground when you pick them up, because you can't really social distance when you're trying to pick kids up, unfortunately.
No, well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. You slowly get back into it or whatever. I think if they reopen the schools, I'm not sure people would even necessarily bring them back. Again, I don't think, and I'm sure B doesn't think that we should just reopen everything instantly. But if
don't speak for her.
Well,
don't put words in her mouth.
I'm just assuming she doesn't, like we just wake up tomorrow and everything's back to normal. But it should definitely start loosening. Of course, it fucking should. But you know that from what the Prime Minister said today. He's gearing up for that. He said we're going to let you know next week. Did you see him talk actually?
Sorry,
I
was
Boris
pouring
Johnson.
Wine. No, I didn't. I read the Cliff Notes.
Oh, right. It was good.
I had too much going on here. In Hewitt Towers at the time, so no, I didn't get to, but I caught some of it, and it is what it is. I know there's the face mask side of things, and the same we might be past the peak now, and at least we're not doing what other governments are doing, which is continuously passing it down the line. But until I see some movement, I don't want to end up like Spain. It's getting really creepy in Spain.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I'm more worried about food riots and civil liberty riots than I am like a second peak. I mean, we're gonna get, as soon as we start loosening off, cases will go up.
But here's the thing: in Spain, I saw this sent in, and take it or leave it, according to whether you want to believe it or not. But obviously, their lockdown is really strict. But if people are caught flouting it, people are of course phoning the police because people love doing that. The police are turning up and giving people a kicking. People are fucking cheering them on. Yeah,
and what's it done? Their deaths have been through the fucking roof. They've been the same as the rest of Europe.
I think everybody's going to, apart from the odd country, I think most everybody's going to wind up with the same amount of deaths at some point. That's only my opinion. It's not based on any scientific insight beyond that's how it looks.
I mean, what they were saying today was, it's not that useful at the moment, and I'm guilty of this. I obsess over that worldometer thing and the daily.
It's no good. It's no good.
And but for me, it's just an exciting thing coming in. I don't follow football.
But virologists have been very clear, haven't they? It's like, no, you do this year by year. You don't do this day by day. People have argued. I mean, that's not true. It is important. It's like, well, yeah, it's important. People are dying, but in the way you're using it, it's not terribly useful or important.
Well, what they said was that the final number that matters is deaths by age and by existing conditions. That's what matters.
That's the shit we won't get.
We're not going to get that for a long time. No.
If ever, because there'll be things like mother-in-law that they want to gloss over. Here we go. So we've got that. We've got a follow up from a here. I do think the UK needs to reopen, but I'll not be sending my 4-year-old daughter to school. But I think if the lockdown is going to be longer, more people think, and there is more. I'm assuming that's more than 27,000 deaths in the UK. Yes, the 27 deaths thing is because we've just added almost 4,000, haven't we? To the totals, and that's the care homes. So there could be more, there could be less. I don't know. I really don't know. None of us know. But in terms, I think that's the thing though. In terms of schools, my daughter's also 4, and she'll be straight back in school. I mean, not just for me, not just for the fact that I really missed being able to seduce myself during the day. No, I mean, she was crying her fucking eyes out today, man. Like, I nearly missed the show because I've just been in bed with her for an hour, just reassuring her that, because she keeps thinking year 1 will be like, all the other kids that she knows will stay in reception, and because I've been telling her, like, there's a good chance she'll be in year 1 when you go back, but it's all backfired now because she thinks they'll all stay in reception, all her friends, and she'll be on her own. So she's like, I won't know anybody, Daddy, and all this stuff. I'm just like, I've just been sat there trying to remember the names of her entire class so I can list off all the people that she will definitely be with when she goes back. For me, in terms of the risk and all that, I value her mental health and social interactions more than I do the risk to me, July, Greg. July, when school holidays start here. I'd be really surprised if they brought them back.
Yeah, I know. We're
gonna have a lot of thick kids.
Well, the thing is with school, and that I'll like this. Like, if restrictions loosen and they don't bring school back, then you're looking at like epic gatherings, aren't you? I've already found like a hall near me that's reasonably suitable. I
don't think they'll relax the mass gatherings. I think I think that's next year.
But I'll be getting a few kids together. I'll be getting 10 kids together as soon as we're in a position. I'll be organising things just like the old days.
For fuck's sake, not one show without you rubbing it in people's faces.
Hey man, I'm just being honest. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. I can't have my daughter crying every night because she's, the problem is now when it's raining and I can't take her out for walks and things, and she's just, what are you saying, Daz?
Good point. It gets his goat that yesterday he thinks the government finally conceded that major medical treatments would resume soon. Do you remember them saying they would never stop?
Oh yes,
treatment would never change.
They're gonna start phasing them back in now, and it's like you've literally spent a month denying that they were stopping.
Well, tomorrow we're burying someone that was abandoned by the NHS. Abandoned.
Yeah.
And apart from you guys, you've been great, and Richie's been great, and I guess the Daily Mail, no one else gives a fuck.
No, you know what? The Daily Mail's been amazing in terms of pressure for this, but
they've been great.
It's interesting because a lot of sort of lefties that you might that are sort of like you voted to destroy the NHS. They also hate the Daily Mail, so they're not even. It's weird, isn't it? So they're not even seeing that side of things.
Oh mate, for every time I've tweeted about this, there's been people calling me a complete liar, fearmonger. I'm full of shit. I've got no evidence. It's like the evidence is about a mile from my house in a pine box right now.
You would have thrown something at the TV if you had have actually watched the thing today. Boris's bit was great, but then during the questions, that came up in terms of care and stuff, and they did say that there's been some worrying reports that people are too scared to go to the hospital if they've had a stroke or a heart attack or whatever, they framed it as like saying, everything is available. It's all there. You should go. Don't be. And it kind of put it on the public. And don't get me wrong. I'm sure there are instances of that. Of course there are. You know, like I really need to go to the dentist. I've got toothache like crazy, but I've not been checking every fucking day because part of me is like, well, I don't want to. You know, I just don't want to be dealing with a medical environment right now. So I get that. But don't be fucking framing it as if that's the entirety of it.
Did you see the graph Elon Musk posted about hospital usage?
Oh, he's been a legend, Elon. He's been a legend.
Expected, actual.
It's just down there, isn't it?
Same in the UK. It's no different. I don't think it's been anywhere near as dangerous or as deadly as they thought it was going to be.
No.
People have died for nothing.
Yeah,
people
they did say,
for nothing.
Apparently no hospitals have been at capacity. You know, none have sort of officially turned anyone away yet. Apparently, anyway. What did Elon also write like "Free America Now" or something like that? Like
something like that
in all caps. And I think it was a copy. I don't know because I don't follow him, but I think it was a direct copy of the tweet that Donald Trump did. You know, because Donald Trump's been doing like "Free Minnesota now" and things like that. I think Elon just copied it.
Did you see what happened? I think was it Minnesota? I don't think I kept it on my phone, or was it where was it now? Michigan State House. Somebody called Jeffrey Guterman. He's a blue tick on Twitter, so he's clearly very important. Said multiple armed persons stormed Michigan State House. Police are protecting Governor Whitmer and blocking the armed persons from gaining access to the House floor. Now, he also went on to say, I would bet good money that most, if not all, of these bastards are Trump supporters. I would also put good money on that if they were black, they'd have been shot. Stu, what someone said, though, a protester with a gun is pretty much a terrorist. And you know what?
What?
That's true. You might call them a freedom fighter. Not you, but some of them, they're fighting for freedom. And I would suggest that many people in the Middle East say very similar things. You don't take guns to a protest. You don't do it. You don't do it. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. Well, how does that make you any better than the government? It really doesn't.
I see what you're saying. It's a weird one in America, isn't it? Because there's more of a show there, isn't there? You know,
we spoke about that all along, didn't we? They were never going to stand for this.
No.
Never. Even if 1 million people fucking died.
I know.
You know?
I suspect anyway, and we'll never address it in this way because we politically we never talk about freedom. It's just not in our political vocabulary at all. You know, like we'll say, oh yeah, you know, the Americans are very liberty minded, and that is definitely going to be an influence on the spread and infection rates and all that. But I think to a certain extent, we have that here as well. That's partly why our numbers are the way they are.
Boo.
What's
it's
that?
An open carry state.
An open carry state.
That's wonderful. So because you can, you should take a gun to a protest. Really? Do you think that's what it is? Well, I carry it every other day. Why not today?
Yeah, I think the point is though that, you know, if everyone's carrying a gun, then it's not necessarily as much of a statement as it would be to our British brains. You know, like if a van went past my house and everyone was armed, I would be freaking the fuck out. I'd be like, this is insane.
I'm going to suggest that most people in Michigan seeing a van full of armed people would go past would probably think much the same thing, whether it's an open carry state or not. Because we know, look, just because it's an open carry state. Oh, here we go. It is a method of intimidation. Nothing more. We have guns. That's not a protest, because all you do when you protest like that, 1 minute, fucking...
I get what you're saying, but
the minute you protest with guns, the minute you do that, you hand everything to the government. The minute you try and use intimidation, you hand everything to the government because they can paint you as the bad guy instantly.
So I'm not allowed to make tiny assumptions about Mother B then. but you're allowed to make huge assumptions about the entire state of Minnesota. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
This is disgraceful, Aidan.
I don't give a flying fuck.
Shocking.
I'm right. You're full of shit.
No, it's not. Well, I'm just saying it's different over there. It is different over there.
Of course, it's different. I would say
it's
that any normal person that sees a truck full of people with guns going past doesn't go, well, it's an open carry state. Nothing wrong with that. You think, oh, fucking hell, they're up to no good. Because you would. You just would. Even someone who was into their guns, a responsible gun owner doesn't behave like that. They don't. They just don't. You know, if you rock up at a protest with an AR-15 and a couple of handguns, you're making a statement. And it's such a self-defeating statement.
Well, it's a government cannot control me statement. That's
no, but it's self-defeating. It's all right you saying that.
You're applying a British mentality to American brain,
I'm trying to apply. I've spoken to Americans about this as well, not just aphid lip. The fact is, you know yourself the way propaganda works. You know, I'm showing the government can't intimidate me. Well, the government could kill you anytime they fucking wanted, and no one would ever know. Never know. Have all the guns you want. If they want to kill you, you're dead. Number two, the minute you rock up like that, they just go, look at these fucking idiots with guns at a protest, and you've lost.
That's totally true.
Lost. So that's my point. I don't give a fuck whether you're carrying guns legally or illegally. I don't care. I don't live there. It doesn't bother me.
In terms of the media representation, you are fucked.
Exactly. It's like with the online situation when you have guys like that guy from London Real or Alex Jones, these messianic me. It's all about me. They are going to fuck it up for everybody else. They are going to, by having David Icke on and letting him talk unopposed about 5G causing COVID symptoms, without even questioning, without any kind of opposition, that gets traction. London Real don't care, because whilst he's currently the champion of the people and freedom, his goal is to sell courses. That's what they do. Not saying that's bad, but he's latched onto something to get a lot more traffic, to sell a lot more courses and make a lot more money. It's a business. And they don't give a fuck about freedom and truth and all that, not to any great degree, as long as he's in profit. And people like him and Alex Jones and David Icke are fucking it for everybody else because they're such easy fucking targets. They give all the ammunition necessary to those that would shut you down. I know a lot of David Icke fans watching this would be quite annoyed with what I'm saying, but you know it's fucking true. Because for every good point he has, he talks a load of shite as well. And he does need pulled up on it. At least challenge him.
We got this here, actually. Fat Belly's saying, be careful, lads. Greater Manchester Police warns it will look into online conspiracy theories.
Funny that you want to talk about that because...
Yeah.
There's a tweet that Greater Manchester Police did put out on the 23rd of April, and I retweeted it. Online platforms can be a fun world. They don't come online with me. Unfortunately, they can also be used to exploit vulnerable people. If you're worried that one of your friends or family is showing signs of radicalization, seek advice or call the police. Online radicalization. Are you worried about someone? Are they repeating conspiracy theories? Are they speaking to people who are spreading hate? Now, I couldn't find my tweet on this because Greater Manchester Police had deleted it.
Oh, really?
No, Bedfordshire Police, Drone Tech copied me in today. They've doubled down with it. But Greater Manchester Police deleted the tweet. And it's good because I was talking to my next door neighbour about Area 51 the other day. And I was very, very concerned that I might be arrested. Now, why don't they just tell the truth? Not conspiracy. Does anyone you know talk about killing all the Jews and the infidels? If so, and you are a Muslim, let us know, because that's what it fucking means. That's radicalization. And also, do you know what? That's a load of bullshit as well, because that doesn't happen on the fucking internet. It always takes personal contact. It ain't going to happen on fucking Twitter. It's bullshit. It's just another fucking contract. And I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but they're addicted to the power now. The power we've given them because of COVID-19. A virus that, whilst deadly, is nowhere near as deadly as was predicted. And you can say, well, it's because of lockdown. The other countries that haven't had lockdown, it's nowhere near as dreadful as they said it was going to be. I mean, it's dreadful. Don't get me wrong. Every life lost is someone's family member, a loved one. I get that. But the power that they're exerting now. I mean, a family were giving a concert in their drive of their house out front.
Really?
All playing, instruments. I think it was a piece of music written by a guy about the fear of Stalin's police coming to arrest you. The police came and made them stop because it might encourage people to break the rules. And no one's screaming. Only Richie Allen.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, man. In terms of this, do you know anyone that's been radicalized? And the amount of people that I've seen with hammers and sickles in the fucking Twitter bios and all the rest of it. What about they, them? Is that not a sign of radicalization? Because that's behavior. That's an ideology that's leading to mass child abuse. Yeah. So it's like, the issue is, it's like when the police put out those messages, it's that whole thing about dog whistling, isn't it? They don't give a shit about actual radicalization. Oh, there you go. It was it.
Thank you, Nat Lynch. You're obviously far more cultured than I am.
Yeah, there we go.
Piece of music by some Russian bloke.
Some thingy, foreign thing about police.
But this was people on their own path, Graham.
Yeah, which is definitely covered as being legally allowed, even under the new guidance that's named as being allowed.
It's fucking despicable what's going on. I'm fucking horrified, not only by the police and their regular apologies, despite nothing changing, and despite the fact if you comment on it, you're attacked by people who are like, leave them alone, they're doing a good job. I don't attack the police, but I will point out when they're being bastards. What bothers me a lot more is the people eager to report other people. Not just doing it out of duty. No. They have to tell you they've done it. They have to be on social media showing you they've done it because they're good little bootlickers. Fuck those people. Do you know what? If someone's breaking the law and you ain't do it, don't fucking showboat about it, you despicable piece of shit.
But this is the thing about like most of those people believe in conspiracy theories. Most of those people are being radicalized. The ones that are really embracing this authoritarianism, they've been radicalized. So where do we draw a fucking line around?
Oh, we definitely draw it just before those people.
Yeah, that's the issue. Because those people are the ones that are giving the advice to the police, aren't they?
An ex-policeman was on the radio today. He said, X amount of fines to be handing out. It should be 20 or 30 times that I've read enough police on the beat. Should it? Should it really?
How's it helping though? Because as you said, Spain's a lot stricter, similar death rates, a little bit more actually, and then there's other countries, like South Korea that haven't had, although they have had mass surveillance by the government. But they've not had an enforced lockdown. Businesses are still open and all that, and yet they're much lower.
What this gives us an insight into is how easy a police state is to put in place.
Oh yeah, big time.
No conspiracies about COVID-19 here. So just in case anyone's gonna, I mean, you can report me to your heart's fucking content. We've got a virus that turns out not to be as deadly as we anticipated, but it's quite bad, but probably doesn't warrant the reaction that we've had. So we've locked down and we're being kept in lockdown for a ridiculously long amount of time. And the people have instantly turned into fucking informants. Now, I'm not talking about when some prick has a fucking massive party next to you, fair enough, large gathering, whatever. But when you're watching the police reporting on some bloke walking his dog on the fucking hills and you're applauding and demanding him a prison sentence, I've seen you on social media doing that. Longer sentences for these people that have gone out and bought non-essential items. You people are fucking filth. You really are fucking scum. That, believe me, guys like that Major fucking Tom bloke or whatever his fucking name is, he didn't go to war to fight for this. He didn't go to war to fight for you being a fucking Nazi, because that's what you're being. A good little Nazi. I don't mean high-ranking SS. I mean all those Germans that did it. Give them a quick call and tell them where the Jews were.
Yeah.
That's fucking you.
And the ones that were just following orders. I tell you this though. I tell you this. All right, it's a bit grim, and the civil liberties and the whole mentality, and it is. And we've been moaning about it since the day this show was born. But I do have a bit of good news. Do you know the Harry Miller we Are Fair Cop, or just Fair Cop?
Yes.
So it's like Graham Linehan and Caroline Farrell and Julia Long and all that. It's funny because it's run by men and women, but they always go, oh, fuck off, men. You know, it's like, you don't have a right to talk about all this. Well, obviously they've been fighting against the trans activists, and their main focus at the moment has been supporting the 2 schoolgirls who've brought action against their local councils because they've been basically forced. One of them was at a boarding school, forced to sleep in a room with a dude, you know, and said that you're not considering my rights, and I'm being bullied and all the rest of it. Well, the case is going forward, and in fact, I've just grabbed it. The CPS, which is our Crown Prosecution Services, just put out this message today, which, if you can't read it there, it's the removal of LGBT bullying and hate crime guidance for schools pending review. So after getting legal representation, they've taken down LGBT. So all the guidance that schools are using has now been removed from the government's guidelines.
Well, quite right, because Stonewall should have no place in forming government policy. They're a shower of arseholes. At one point, they were really valid, you know, Stonewall. Well, once upon a time, but because as a society, we're really quite progressive. You know, gay people aren't really discriminated. In fact, gay males tend to do very well in terms of employment and everything else. So now they've got to invent shit.
Yes,
they've got to invent shit to be outraged and fight against. And we've said all along that everything's a seesaw in life. All these trans activists, I only hope they're pulled to bits before it hurts the trans people. You know, and like I say, we've always been very clear in this. When it's just some bloke with a beard and a big cock saying he wants to work in a women's shelter, he's not trans. I don't give a fuck about your gender fluidity. I don't give a fuck if I catch a ban. You're not a fucking woman. You're a bloke. Because I've never met a trans person yet who would want to harm a woman, to force women to be uncomfortable. They want to be accepted as someone. I've never met one yet that wants to impinge anything on anybody. Now, I know there will be complete and utter arseholes that are trans people because they're people, right? But overall, the activists do them a terrible disservice. And now what we're seeing, they've paved the way with all this activism they have because the trans lobby is ridiculously powerful. I've been poking the pedos and the zoophiles on Twitter again. And they use the same playbook. One zoophile kept denying it, we're not pedophiles. No, you use the same techniques. Whatever you can do to annoy people to the point they make some ridiculous statement that you can turn yourself into the victim and therefore justify your acceptance. I would say to any trans people, start fighting against the activists, because by the end of this, whereas there was acceptance before, it wasn't perfect, but no one really give a fuck, did they? At the end of this, you'll be looked at as pedos and fucking zoophiles.
Yeah, I think what the trans activists are doing is a phenomenal amount of harm to trans people and our relationship and sort of like non-trans people's relationship with them. Phenomenal amount of damage. And frustratingly, the likes of Stonewall and the lunatic activists, it serves them to damage the relationship because they've got something to point at then. You know,
good on you, sure, it's me, by the way. Good on you. Thing is, I mean, I often get accused of being a TERF, which I find beautiful because I'm probably not anybody's ideal idea of a radical feminist. But what I find fascinating, I never use it as an example. Some of you guys who follow me will not. I never say, well, we have trans people watching our show all the time, because that's a despicable thing to fucking say in itself, because then you'd be the wrong kind of trans people. But you know what? There's quite a few that watch Trigger Warning that genuinely don't have a problem with us. Yes, we're very flippant about it. Yes, there's a lot of shit we don't accept. There's a lot of shit we don't understand. But, you know, if you want to go through life tucking or getting it, whatever makes you fucking happy, good luck to you. Good luck to you. I hope you have a peaceful and wonderful life. It's the pricks I can't stand. People like fucking Jessica Yaniv and that sort of shit.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. I'm going to take the piss out of everyone, including trans people. I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Lynch is correct.
What's
wrong
that?
As just wrong as fuck.
Wrong as fuck.
But if you watch Trigger Warning, here's the beautiful thing: you're all fucking wrong.
Yeah, you are. If this is how you choose to spend your time, Yeah.
but we're wrong together.
Judging. But
isn't it funny though? Isn't it funny that you get shows like this and other shows?
Excuse me.
And the irony is, I've looked around. The most diverse fucking audiences tend to be for people that aren't massively politically correct. Isn't that bizarre? I wonder how that works. Our audience is ridiculously diverse, apart from in age. Nobody under 25 watches this shit. Precious few people under 30. You know, we are a boomer show. But yeah, he was just trying to say, but I just don't get it. I don't get people saying that. And also, like, turf. I know you never get called a turf.
Me, no. I get talked to as if I am a turf, but somehow they never mistake me for one. Although it is good because I've got Miss in my. I'm called Miss Grey and Broove on Twitter, and that confuses the fuck out of loads of people. You need something to wank to. Oh, there you go. We'll sort it out. There you go.
Let us know when you get on the vinegars. We'll get Graham to pull a sex face for you. How's that?
What, like a sexy face or an actual sex face?
No, actual sex face.
Oh, 31. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
That's a young un by our terms.
I know. Hey, we got one the other Saturday, didn't we? It was quite young. What was his name? I can't remember off the top of my head now.
It's not Farley Hill. He was 70.
No, do you remember we got a guy on? He was very clean and well manicured. I was very confused.
Drone tech.
No, but he is clean and well manicured. No, he's never rang in before. Was it Barry or Darren or something? I can't remember. We've had too many people phone in, and I can't remember the things.
I'm really drunk. I've got no idea.
It's all right.
Graham sent me a screenshot of Sunday's show saying best thumbnail. I looked so happy. I was drunk before we started the show.
I know, yeah.
And because I'm going to stream this evening. I've never looked so happy. You know, but I was talking to I'd got a new client today. That was going to put me in a great mood till this shit that happened. But really great guy. And we were chatting on the phone. It's an ongoing project, and he's really a cool guy. I did put forward that hasn't lockdown made you terribly thirsty? Very thirsty. Not thirsty as in the modern vernacular of porn and fucking and that. Just actually thirsty for the alcohols.
Yeah, and the chocolate. When you phoned me, Hayden phoned me today, right? And I was literally stood in my kitchen. I hadn't even plated anything up. I was just stood there eating cake, chocolate, and crisps, just there going, oh, yeah. I don't know where young Alex is.
I don't know.
Don't tell Graham. What? Tom there is on the Twitch, by the way. Please get on our Twitch. We need an average of 3 viewers.
Yeah, because if we get enough, then we get some kind of Twitch magic where if you've got Amazon Prime, for no charge to yourself, you can follow us on Prime and we get the money.
Yeah. But you can send us $5 a month for free. It doesn't cost
for nothing.
So that's
Jeff
why
Bezos takes it out of his pocket and puts it into our hands.
Thanks,
yes, cup of tea, you're correct. Incredibly bourgeois until you consider this is $4.99 at Tesco's.
Oh, he goes Tesco's, does he, for his wine? Ooh.
Well, yeah, because Aldi's dearer. I'm going to get absolutely fucking rocking shit-faced on Saturday.
What's that? You're going to be shit-faced?
I'm going to be rocking shit-faced on Saturday, yeah.
I don't know if I can... I'm going to have to be careful.
I promise not to mention the NHS.
It's funny, though, what you mentioned about, like, you know, politically incorrect and all that, because I've unfollowed most of the chip community at this point, and I've blocked a few of them because they're just such insufferable pricks.
I need to start following them after what you told me.
I know, but there was one today. Well, there's been a couple of things actually. Like there was someone called, because so for anyone that doesn't know, chip tune is that you do it on you use Game Boys or old consoles to make new music basically, and the music is fucking great fun, and the process is very, very interesting. It's fascinating genre and all that, but so somebody made the big mistake of calling their Game Boy a sexy bitch, and basically the whole chiptune community has just fallen into disarray. There's huge arguments. They're all screenshotting tweets and react. They're screenshotting that and posting it behind each other's back, going, look at this. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
That's why I need to get in there so I can call, like, I don't know, I'll go and buy a PSP and call it a spunk-filled crack or fuck pig.
Yeah, I almost want to get
slap
into it.
this like I slapped my bitch.
Yeah. Well, that's what you call your first song, innit? Slap my bitch.
Young Alex. Young
Right,
Alex has turned up.
He's there, yeah. But please do click that link. Hit the hearts. You can follow it. You can join Twitch using, well, obviously if you could do it with Amazon, that's ideal. But you can use Google and Twitter and stuff like that to just sign up with it. You don't have to go through some crazy shit.
I've got related news.
Go on, what?
Pretty soon there's going to be a new show on Trigger Warning Radio with computer game music. I think the first 7 or 8 are Spectrum games.
No,
yeah, up to an hour at a time, because it turns out Daz has got a massive collection, like huge. What we're doing, because we're going to hopefully, and I do apologize, guys, I keep saying it's a time issue. I've got so much going on right now in my life, but we're going to get Aphid Lip on and American Rebellion. We're going to hook them up with shows. But we've also been talking about just like content shows, so Spectrum Music soundtrack. You know, just to get the station rolling. Then I am going to do a show. I've been doing a little bit of planning on that, just to get the station moving a bit. But the computer game music one, that should be fun. No talk, just music.
Yeah, I used to really struggle with that on Game Fate in terms of how to balance that. You know, like we ended up doing some music shows and some talk shows. Basically, it was the only way we could do it. But yeah, it's a good trip down like a nostalgia lane.
Yeah, and also like Trigger Radio is not about trying to be a mainstream radio station, is it?
I've just seen, who is Chinus McDungus? We've got a Twitch follower called Chinus McDungus. The profile picture is what's his name?
I don't know, but that makes me very happy.
It's Richard Madeley. So he's got Richard Madeley as his profile picture, and then his background header is Richard Madeley again. So hello.
I fully approve. I fully approve, dude.
We only need 2 more followers, so if you know 2 people that can follow us on Twitch, please let us know, because we'd really like that. Because
I'm drinking this wine way too fast.
I know. I've had 1 beer. I've not even had 1 beer. I'm having 1 beer.
I purposely only bought 1 bottle, because I knew that if I bought more than 1 bottle.
Buckscore's asking if the shows have to be live or pre-recorded. Either's fine, isn't it?
Either is cool. I mean, live is always there. If you pre-recorded, you just set up a Dropbox, get it to us a couple of days before showtime, unless it's hugely topical, then on the day, I guess, and we'll just schedule it in. But there are things like, there are only very simple rules, very obvious broadcasting rules. Not in terms of upsetting people, just legality. And then time. What times do you run? Because I'd appreciate people not doing it like Daz, which can run, you know, a few minutes here, a few minutes there. Doesn't matter. Yeah, whereas Natalie gets me bang on 1 hour. As we build the station, it would be, I guess, 57 minutes. But, yeah, I mean, we want it open. We want people to... basically, the idea is that the radio station can genuinely be a platform that we can open up. You know, 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. There's a lot of time slots there. There's a lot of time slots. So it's there for that. Someone's asked if this is Bulgarian wine. I haven't got my reading glasses on because I'm so fucking pissed. I can't even read. There we go.
Oh, dear.
I still can't read that. Chili.
It's like the other day when you said, "Oh, I'm not gonna die young, me, Hayden." I mean, me, Graham. You were like, "I'm not gonna die young, Graham."
I'm still too young to fucking die.
Yeah, you're not gonna die young, Hayden. That is a physical impossibility at this point, mate.
Fuck you.
Right, we got 2 things. One is like the live room's back as well. So if you listen to a show live, we'll be able to go on Trigger Warning Live and chat to each other. So there'll be that community again back on the thing. Obviously, we'll start pushing that when it's proper. The other thing as well is it'd be really good on the website as well if we had a listen again area as well. I think that'll be a good eventuality.
It is going to happen.
So that if you can't join people live, at least you can go and this is where all the triggerists are and all the rest of it. Duke Bratsy,
we've got an old school forum, which is there for you to use and abuse as much as you wish, and we got the live chat, and we're going to do more like that. If people want it, we'll try and do it.
Aidan, have we got time for Duke? Oh, there you go.
Got time for anyone. I'm not in a rush to go anywhere. I'm pissed.
Okay.
I'm shit-faced now, so it doesn't really matter.
It does to me. I'm getting to the danger point now where I can't be screaming too much.
It's all right, dude. You just do. Anytime you gotta go, you gotta go. I'll be here. Well, I'll probably have a cold drink after this, and then that'll be it. There he is. It's the Duke. How you doing, fella?
Hello. I'm sorry about last time.
Oh, he's putting terrific amounts of weight on. I do approve. That's fantastic. That looks much better on you.
Yeah, well, it's the meds. It's been a lot of
it's good.
Just
tell the truth. It's the cake and the booze. That's fine. You're still not as fat as Graham.
Help.
You're still not as fat as Graham.
It's a very thick jumper.
Yeah, it doesn't cover your fucking face, though, does it, you fat prick? How are you doing, Duke? What can we do for you this evening, sir?
I'm good. How are you guys? Well, I wanted to honestly just say I'm sorry about the last couple of times. We might have gotten a bit disruptive.
What have you done? I don't remember you doing anything.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, I don't remember you doing anything, Duke. What are you talking about, mate? You've been great.
But then I'm apologizing for Piash.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, because people don't see us really as individuals. They see us as a couple. So I think I should do the right thing.
When even the chat is telling someone to stop having a go at me, then you know that things.
Could I just point out though that when Pia came on Sunday, everything was fine.
Oh yeah.
I think Graham might be the problem here. I'm just putting it out there, Graham. Don't take offence.
She certainly had a problem with me, didn't she?
She definitely had a problem with you.
And then, but it'd be like Duke could be asking me the most innocent, easy question, and I wouldn't even get halfway through the first sentence of it, and she's like, fuck, I can't hear you.
Yeah, that was the weird thing. I was talking to you, and then she asked you to shut up because she wanted to hear from Alex.
I know. It's okay. I mean, people have had a drink. They get like that, don't they? It's
not really like that, but it's the Corona drunk, not the regular drunk.
Corona, yeah. Drunk. I'm feeling the Corona drunk, to be honest. I don't usually drink that much, but I've been drinking a little bit more.
I've been drinking a shit ton more. I barely drank at all before this. I mean, when was the last time you saw me have a drink on the stream? One beer in August. I don't really drink, but as soon as this lockdown started, I've been drinking properly.
Dude, people left beers at Meatspace in the studio, and they're still there. They haven't been touched. There's no I
don't usually drink very much at all, especially not when I'm streaming. But since the lockdown, I've done my bit. You know, it's made me very thirsty. What I was saying to Graham is that he was getting to the point where, streaming tonight, better get some booze in. I thought, fucking hell, hang on. That's how habits get started. That's how bad habits get started. I can only stream if I'm drunk.
Talking about streaming, sorry for cutting you off there.
You cut me off. It's all right.
No, I actually tried to stream myself today, and not to brag, but I had 6 viewers.
Nice.
But I think 2 of them were me watching rewatching the.
Well, what you got to do is come on here, tell everyone you stream, post the link. Well, it might not post in there, but tell them where to go to have a look. And
but I was kind of basically testing the StreamYard thingy that you link to, and I hope Aphid would have a show when you're not on, because I think he handled that very well on Live Leak.
Oh yeah, Aphid looks really good at it. I mean. Yeah. Look, we got on, and we're looking at. So I've not managed to look for the last couple of days because of issues, but we've been looking at having our own video platform, but it's too expensive. We might be able to manage it with the viewers we got, but if we increased viewers, we mess up. But it's going to cost between £80 and £300 a month. And when I say between, I actually mean it's either going to cost £80 or £300 a month just to start. But if we did that, we would have our own channel for streaming, which means we could have Aphid Lip on there, who could also be on the radio station, who could do this and we could do that and do the other. But I've not had a chance to seriously look at it because just the last couple of days, the people that wanted to do it slightly on a larger scale, I'm struggling with the whole monetization side of it. I really am, because I don't see it as a viable business. I see it as something that's essential because, you know, wouldn't be relying on YouTube, but I don't see it as a viable business at this point. So I can't in any conscience recommend other people, you know, invest in the way of a business to it. But yeah, I would love to have our own stream so that we could have Aphid Lip on, American Rebellion on, you on. We'd do our show at the given time.
Yeah,
it'd be like the best TV station ever, or the shittest, whichever way you look at it.
Just reminded me. Oh, go on, dude, go on.
No. The thing I like with Aphid Lip, it was complementary to your show on Live League, so it was usually after or something like that. So,
well, we always tried to give it a bit of juice before we left.
Yeah, and people wanted some. The people wanted to hang out.
Yeah,
when you guys shut down,
you know what it
some
felt
place
like?
To go.
It felt like beers at home after the pub. You know, when you all get home and you're just having a few beers and chilling out and that. It's kind of a Smoke Steve, just hold off for a few days. Hopefully, we're on like 48 followers. We just need to hit 50 followers, man, and then we'll let you know. 49. We've just got to 40. So we need.
Do you remember that time we called into Aphid Lip's show and he hung up on us?
Yeah. I got to ask this actually. I don't think you might be able to help with this, Duke, but I can imagine your culture is a little bit similar to ours. But Drone Tech ripped some of our show and put it on his channel, which is great. I'm really glad he did, because he's got tens of thousands of followers on YouTube. But there were some people pissed off about us vaping, as if it was some great insult that we'd sit there vaping on camera. And it's really weird because in the UK, vaping is like it's an aid to not smoke.
Yeah, but isn't that an American thing where they had this big political thing that vaping was really bad? And I think it was debunked later, but nobody looks at the debunked.
Oh no, it was total bullshit, that dude.
I just don't see why they find it so offensive.
It was illegal THC liquids.
Yeah, but in what way are they hating on you? Is it because
we get a lot of shit for vaping?
It could also be like a hipster thing.
They also think that we're stoned.
Oh, that seems like a Canadian thing. Everyone vaping there uses
THC in this fucking stupid thing. Yeah, that'd kill you. You'd smoke.
Yeah.
I've lost it. I've lost my device, Graham.
I think in Canada, where cannabis is legal, and even before it was legal, they vape THC.
Yes. Well, here's one thing.
You're still muted, Graham.
Farley Hill says popcorn lung. Farley, popcorn lung's a load of bullshit. 2 people have ever been diagnosed that they worked at a popcorn factory. The chemical that is accused of causing popcorn lung is actually found in cigarettes as well, in a far higher amount than is found in vaping. How many people that were smoking ever had popcorn lung? None. It's a lot of bullshit. But they still took the chemical out of vape liquids, which is a shame, because it made everything taste fucking lovely.
But I can tell you this, in Sweden, I never see anyone vaping. It doesn't seem very common here.
Diacetyl, thank you, Biscuit Vapes. I'm drunk, it went out my head. It's a shame. I mean, vaping's good, it stops you smoking.
I think they put a huge tax on it here in Sweden because the ridiculous idea that it would be a gateway into smoking cigarettes. So,
yeah, which is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause for most people, it's exactly. I mean, I wouldn't want my son vaping, but do you know what? If someone said to me, "We caught your son vaping when he was obviously a bit older, not at 8, or we caught him smoking," I would rather he was caught vaping.
yeah.
Kids are going to do this shit no matter what you do. But
Mate.
that's the sort of thing you get THC liquid in. Not saying I've got THC liquid in it.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Not this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Dude, the stuff I used to get up to at 15 and 16, the thought of naughty kids vaping is like that. We're living in a fucking ideal world now, aren't we? If that's as naughty as they are right now, fucking brilliant. Because I used to, it was like a war zone back then, man.
What did you do?
I'm not going. I'll tell you.
What did you get up to?
I'll tell you when you come to Meatspace, man. That's a cameras off kind of conversation.
Did you go through the forest and poke the dead body?
I was.
What? No. Is that a Swedish thing?
Yeah, we followed the train tracks to a dead body, and
You found all the
it with a
of
stick.
course, it's black metal, isn't it, Graham?
I did used to
They all
follow the
put the
train
makeup
track. Yeah.
on. They all put the makeup on, then they go out into the forest.
No, that's Norway, actually.
Yeah, but Norway, Sweden, don't it doesn't. To us, it's all the same shit. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. What are you talking about?
Okay,
Like
fair
there's a
enough.
difference to us.
Oh,
Sweden, Norway, Denmark, fucking whatever.
Denmark is like the Swedish version of Scotland, actually.
I've been to Copenhagen and it's beautiful.
Yeah, but they're all drunk, and
That's why it was beautiful.
they all speak Swedish, but like they have a potato stuck in their throat.
It's funny, when I was in Denmark, when I went
Yeah.
over for that, was it press? No, it wasn't press reading. It's some sort of event. That's when I spoke at a couple of events there. The guy that took me there, we went out one evening. One of the guys that came with us was, of course, from Malmo.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, to me, it was all the same fucking thing. Although I do remember in Denmark, the big thing, I got addicted to the sausage wagons.
Yeah,
The
that's really
sausages
good.
on the street because
Yeah.
they're really good.
oh, right.
They're
right,
extra red. Pels, something.
They're like hot dogs, Graham, but made out of meat.
Yeah. No, I've never heard sausage wagon used in
Yeah,
that
two
context.
different times. But I do remember one night I was with them all, and we were propositioned by some ladies of the night, and she asked me if I would like a party in her ass.
Really?
And apparently, my response of "I just want to find the sausages" caused a lot of confusion. I genuinely just wanted a hot dog. Would you like a party in my ass?
But that is okay. This is very boring trivia, but that is a very Danish thing. The sausage carts. It's not
I
a
thought you
Swedish thing.
meant partying in the ass.
Yeah, I know. But just
That's
with the
not a
languages.
Swedish thing. Thing is, I know it's a Swedish thing because I've seen the films.
Yeah, the
You're all
father
dirty
Carl.
bastards.
Yeah, I
You're
know
all
exactly
dirty
what film
bastards.
you're meaning too.
Swedes are proper
Yeah,
dirty.
that farmer's daughter or something it's
Yeah,
called.
the pig fucking movie. Yeah, we all know what you Swedes get up to. Make no mistake.
Topperoon's got it
so
spot on
weird.
here, man. He says it really does sound like Scotland. They talk English as if they've got haggis. Like the way you said it, the way they talk as if they've got something in their mouth. Yeah, it's like, and they're drunk.
And
You would
they
describe in
understand
Scotland.
Swedish, but we only understand Danish when we're really drunk. It's
Graham,
weird, but it's true.
I hate it if you go to, I've only been like once or twice, but to the Netherlands, Holland,
Yeah.
and when they speak English really well. But the minute they speak Flemish, it's disgusting. What a revolting language.
And what is it?
Everything sounds like someone trying to clear something really bad out of their throat. It's awful. What a terrible language. They should stick to English.
Right.
What is
Smoke
their
Steve asked me
language?
to
Is
DM
it
him.
Austrian
What?
based or?
Now they speak Flemish. A lot of them speak Flemish.
What, Steve?
Okay.
Why did you want me to DM you? You asked me to DM you, and I did, and you ghosted me. You fucking
He wants
tea.
a sexy time, dude.
Did you mean after the show when I'm having my little post-show wank? Is that it? You want to?
Some tossers in. Dude, I've not said hello to you in so fucking long. There he is, some tosser. Cock-flavoured bait. It's funk-flavoured, loser. Actually, this is mango.
Is that the real Sam Tosser?
I hope so.
Hey.
I quite like some. I don't want to say I like him because it'll spoil his street cred.
Yeah, but some Tosser is so great. Even a fake some Tosser would be good.
The real one, he should come on live.
Yeah,
he should come on live.
So guys, our Twitch has hit 50 now, so hopefully we'll get an email in the morning saying you can start begging for money from people now.
Awesome, because remember, it doesn't cost you guys anything. If you're on Twitch and you subscribe to us using Amazon Prime, it doesn't cost you a bean. You have to do it every month, but it doesn't come into your pockets. But it does go directly into ours. And then we can buy more mango-flavored vape that has no THC in it.
Can I answer Robert Morgan about Sweden not doing so well with COVID-19?
Do whatever you like.
Yeah, well, it's strange because we do have quite high per capita deaths compared to like Denmark, Norway, and Finland, but not compared to Belgium or Spain or a lot of other countries that did have really strict speculate on this. It seems to stabilize the death toll in every country after a while.
Mm.
And does that mean it's because people are isolating and immunity? We don't really know if that works yet.
Well, yeah, one of the theories is that it's actually like way more spread than people realize, and we are actually slowly developing herd immunity, and that's why. You know, that's one of the. But we can't prove that yet. But that's what
that would be great if that were true.
That's what came out of LA first, and now more and more places are saying, actually, you know, we thought 5,000 people were infected, but it's fucking 250,000. Most of them don't even show symptoms, but because it's spreading around like that, we're maybe hopefully getting a herd immunity, but nobody knows.
I keep forgetting some tosser is in Australia, Antipodean. So this is really weird. Apparently, he's at work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, strange.
In
that a triggerist that works. That's
is some tosser the one that thought
him? Fucking hell! Hello,
yeah. She said tell me when, but I didn't know when what.
You to come on the stream sometimes as well.
Because I made a really simple math model when we had like 20 deaths, and it seemed in the country, and it seemed to be doubling every 3.5 days. So it's 4 times multiplied by 4 every week. It was an easy model, and it really worked. Until it gets to a point, then it's not gonna double anymore, of course, because then we would be up in like millions after a while. So it seems to stabilize after a while, where you get about the same number of deaths every day.
Sorry, shit-faced. I just enjoyed being called a thought.
Well, he used
very
thirsty.
I'm a thirsty turf thought.
What does turf mean? Sorry, stupid Swedish.
Trans-exclusionary radical feminist.
Okay.
I have actually been accused of being a radical feminist. That's how fucking right on I am.
Yeah.
They've got you pegged.
I fucking love women.
Peg may mean something different.
Yeah. Graham's. I've never been pegged. Have you ever been pegged, Duke?
Me? No.
Have you ever been pegged, Graham?
Of course I have. Loads of times.
Okay.
If anybody else has been pegged and you'd like to join us, the link is in chat right now. Come on, tell us if you've been pegged or possibly figged.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible at first, but eventually there's something switches in you, and it's just like more.
Did you get that shirt afterwards?
Your G spot's there, isn't it? The male G spot.
I've never been pegged. I've had the sneaky finger once, and I did not care for it.
Yeah. I don't mind a sneaky finger. It depends on the context.
I find it too uncomfortable. I just don't dig it.
See, that's the thing. I like this is uncomfortable. Like,
I know, but that's because you're that way inclined.
This is all wrong, man. It's all wrong.
I do it the Orthodox Jewish way, where we have a blanket with a hole in it.
You may have noticed that
I'm a bit
flash.
conservative, maybe. But that's
we need to ask Pia next time she's on. Is it true about the sheep with the hole in it? Is Duke telling us? Were you out when Duke was telling us this? Did he tell us all this when you couldn't hear?
She's in another room.
You know,
She locks her door.
Ivana's there talking like this. She's actually beat me in front of a crowd of people. That was an awesome night, wasn't it? After Ben fucked us off, we had to come up with something quick, so she just beat me. It was great. I mean, it's not the be all and end all of it, but it was awesome. And she set fire to me.
Urbana has been on the Trigger Warning show.
Yeah, it was a good night. That was really good.
Actually, Urbana, you have to come down again one time.
Yeah, come down, definitely.
So we noticed you weren't at Meatspace. Total lack of support from you there.
I was messaging her privately as well, saying, "Can you come? Can you come?" But
I was down. But you know, you can make up for it. You can make up for it. That's the important thing. Hopefully, once lockdown eases, we'll be able to look at when we can book another Meatspace in for. I think the next one should be Joyous.
Yes.
Yeah, Joyous. And we've just found out that around the corner from the studio, there's a place it's an Irish Heritage Centre, but they built a hotel. Never said people. We will put it on there where everyone can stay at the same venue. We can stay all weekend, guys, and we can get fucked up. We can do a whole weekend of Meatspace, like from Friday night till Sunday afternoon. We can just get shit-faced together and hang out and broadcast and have the best time. So keep that in mind for when all this crazy shit's over. We'll be there for you. We'll make it even. You know, we can't run at a loss. But if we break even, fucking great. Let's do it. Let's do it.
The way it's going, though, man, I mean, it could be sort of like on the 1 year anniversary of the first one, couldn't it? We've got Aphid Lip. Should we just jump him in? There's an actual natural break there, isn't there? Hello.
Is that liberal
Hello.
prick?
That's me.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, I too, like Duke, have to apologize for drinking too much Saturday night. I won't be drinking on cam anymore.
Duke wasn't apologizing for himself, dude. Stop being a beta cook.
No, I was too. And I know you don't.
Wife, I can't wait to tell Pia that he was doing that, but
and I even wanted to tell you, Hayden, but I know you don't give a shit, so you'll probably be more offended than anything else. But you always have my blessing to kick me or Pia out from any but I know you don't need that.
If I felt the need to, I would. But as you know, I have genuine affection for you both. Yeah,
so but just as you know, you have my complete blessing, and you don't need that, but still.
But it's very nice of you to say. So as you know, I have genuine affection for you both. I know there's a lot of shit from Lively. People think things are some way or the other, but I genuinely like most of you guys. And you have met. I let you give me a hug. Do you know how rare that is?
Yeah, you seem.
Graham, he's hugged me.
Yeah. Really? You never hugged me. Not even when my mum died.
That's because that was a fucking lie. Because your mum came to Trigger Warning after you told me she died. You prick.
I know, yeah.
And thank you, Aphid Lip, for helping me out with the show testing thing. Yeah, streaming. But it was mostly for your sake. Just
my sake.
Yeah, so you could use it.
Guys, what do you think? Not right now, because times are hard. But if we could find the exact figure it cost to have our own stream. So it's not a business. Trigger Warning isn't a business. But if we could find out exactly how much it cost, how awesome would it be if we had our own TV station, our own stream? Because you know what, guys? I think it's doable. I've been looking into it a lot. And if we limited it at first as to how much we stream, we could have our own stream, ours. At least until the provider kicked us.
Some tosser.
Where did you stream, Duke, so people can follow you? We need to put
just on YouTube. I just copied you guys. I even use StreamYard.
StreamYard's great though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's easy. It's really easy.
It was like a temporary thing, like before you guys have anything permanent, like just some place to hang out when you're not on, not to compete with you, like just to complement.
So you guys know, I don't care about shit like that, but we're working on the side. Even if we don't have our own streaming platform, what I'd like to do is, even if it's nothing to do with Trigger Warning, if any of you guys have streams that do, I want to give it a push on Trigger Warning, because I would be over the moon to be able to push traffic your way and have more people doing more things, because that's what I love. Live Leak is a business, but the thing I loved about it isn't the business. You know, so the idea of being able to create a community of people that do shit, mate, that to me is fucking heaven, because I can go away and work and earn my living. I don't need to do it off a platform. But to have all you guys doing stuff and being able to... Do you remember the old days of the internet when we had shit like web rings that didn't work properly? The idea was fucking great. I want that shit to happen again. I wrote a blog recently about a love letter to a ghost, about the internet and how awesome the internet used to be. It's on haydenhewitt.com, by the way, if you'd like to read it. It's very good. And
people had those animated flames gifts.
Absolutely. But why can't we? I don't want those back, particularly.
No.
Why can't we just look out for each other, share, tell people to watch stuff, be a part of something? So that's the thing that Trigger Warning is supposed to be. It's not just an ego trip for Graham and myself, or should I say me and my sidekick. It's about hopefully giving everyone the chance to do something. And if we can't give them a platform, we give them a push. You know, we say, watch this shit. You know, do you agree with them? Don't give a fuck. Watch them. Find out. So I want all of you guys to be doing streams.
You're like the modern Mother Teresa a little bit in that regard.
That's me. I'm just
actually,
Gravy looks like he's swallowed a turd.
By the way, guys, I've just put a link for Ibana Fox's Twitch channel. Drop her a follow. She does fun streams.
She's really good.
Yeah, I've jumped on her stream sometimes, and it's fun. She just lets people in.
But it could really be win-win. I just wanted to say, because I've been thinking of making a somewhat serious channel for tutorials and shit. But I can plug other stuff there too.
Well, that's the thing. Why don't we all plug each other?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
not pegging, Graham.
It feels great to be plugged.
Yeah.
But why don't we do that? Why is it all of a sudden
finger?
It's like, you know, I don't get why it's not a competition. It's not like any of us are going to make a fucking living out of this shit. And if you do, good luck to you, you know. But why don't we just all big everyone else up? Why don't we do? Because we've got this weird culture online that we don't like people earning money out of things. We don't like other people being successful. We don't like this. Fuck that. Let everyone do.
It's been a lot of zero-sum competition, but it doesn't make sense when it comes to content, I think.
Just work together.
It can be win-win.
Work together. Give everybody else a push. I mean...
Yeah. I think competition is good in the sense that, like, you know, if I'm watching your stream, Duke, and I'm like, God, that was fucking ace, that, you know, that the way he did that or whatever, I think that's good, you know, but maybe not necessarily going out at the same time, but like, I think you know, almost trying to impress each other is a good thing as well. You know what I mean?
I would like to make some trigger warning videos though. Duke did some tosser. He stepped up to the fucking plate. Not you Australian prick.
No, I've not had anything. Jurassic Park music.
I still have to eat off that fucking Hayden versus the NWO video. That was fucking like 5 years ago, you bet. Fucking step up, for fuck's sake. Sitting there, I'm at work. Dude, get some videos, mate, dude. Fucking help us out.
Really look forward to those fan edits. They were fucking amazing.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's the best.
Should do one of Saturday night, man.
He's Australian as well. That makes it extra special because most of them are fucking retards.
Yeah, he's the only original Australian I've ever met in my life.
He's the only Australian that doesn't complain incessantly about fucking everything.
I think Sam Tosser is probably number one. I can't deny that. But I think number two, I don't know if you remember him, was Stress Man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. His sense of humor was awesome.
Yeah, Stress was great.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
it wasn't edited or anything, but the way he delivered, I just loved it.
His timing was perfect too. He'd
Yeah,
sit
you
there
could
and
talk
he'd just
about
sit there
that.
for like, it could be like 10 minutes where he'd just have those lights behind him or whatever, and then he'd come on and say something. It was great.
There's loads of great, live leakers back in the day, and live leakers still obviously there, surviving the worst of fucking times. It has to be said. But obviously, I don't talk about it a lot on Trigger Warning because Trigger Warning is, like mine and Graham's thing. It's not an extension of Live Leak, but there's a lot of those guys I'd love to see doing live streams and doing more stuff.
Well, right now, I mean, you can't flip through the channels, without finding this exact format right now, with some guys with the laptop cam looking at him right in the face. And to be honest with you, a lot of the smaller stuff, like you guys, I think do a better job of some of these mainstream guys that this is what they have to work with.
How we're working it out. So it was going to happen tonight, but there's a lot. Basically, it's my mother-in-law's funeral tomorrow, and a huge amount of problems with that. Yeah, like my wife's thunder cunt of a sister, the worst fucking cunt I've met in my fucking life. Never saw her mother in 2 years. Came in, took over, accused my wife of stealing from her mother-in-law. We had to prove we never thieved from it, guys. Prove, which was done. I tried to organise it so Mrs. Hewitt could say a private goodbye to her mum tomorrow. She's made no visitors rule at the funeral home. She's going to be turned away from the funeral. So I've had a lot to deal with here. And, that's why I was looking forward to tonight. But we'll be back in the studio next week. Thursday nights, we're going to do a show. It's going to be a show. Exaggerated, over the top. The screaming, the shouting, the bellowing. Then we're going to have Tuesdays and hopefully other days as well. And maybe the Saturday pub we can keep going as long as we're allowed.
Jesus.
But it gives us a lovely basis for how Trigger Warning will be. So myself, Graham, and Daz will be working on the Thursday shows. And we're going to try and build that as an actual show. With everything that goes with that, segments and everything else. And then we've got the other nights to do. So we want to do all of this stuff where it's either we're presenting a full show with me doing what people seem to like, which is screaming, shouting, bellowing, and being awful. And then hangouts. Because you can't be that person all the time. That was the problem with the Live Leak show. You can't be that guy all the time.
Right.
It was a huge amount of energy of just being so fucking angry all the time, trying to think of the worst things to say to people in the world. But I think if we keep that to a Thursday, that could be quite achievable. And then we got all this other stuff. Barney, you are totally a thought. Don't you fucking do that.
And excuse me if I'd want to feed my fucking child, okay? I will proudly engage in thottery. Paid for Christmas, that.
I don't think that's what the thought is. I might be mistaken with the youngsters.
Tosser said that J.R. Stressman was way better than him. No, he's just very different to you. You create great edits. You got a lovely eye for that stuff and all those things. I remember when you made a video about LL turning soft, I put one out on a birthday show. I picked just from random. I went through 3 weeks and posted the most horrible shit as part of one video in response. You're just very different guys. You don't do what J.R. Stress did. J.R. Stress was basically a professional drunk that you see just amused the shit out of me.
No, he was clever.
He's clever. Yeah.
Anyway, he was also incredibly drunk a lot of the time. The only guy that gives me a load of shit, he's now he's a moderator on Drone Tech's feed. Modus Operandi, that's his name. And he gives me loads of shit. Hayden ruined Lively. It's like, dude, I remember you were the paranoid crackpot that created a sock account to tell your main account that you were so right. They all forget I saw all this shit.
The sock accounts are great. The one that I'm not gonna name names, but he would wish himself a happy birthday on his birthday, just so everybody else would jump in and say happy birthday to him.
Genuinely angry. If I turn up on one of Drone Tech streams, he sits there fucking typing at me in caps. You've killed Lively. He's like, what the fuck's it got to do with you, dickhead? Crack on, move on. Live Leak's been around for a fucking long time. 14 years in website years is a long fucking time. You know, and also he left years ago because he was a paranoid fucking lunatic with a drink problem. He got very cross at me on Drone Tech Stream when I said that, still drinking, dude. He got really angry. People get very angry with me. I don't understand it. But Urbana should come on because she does have breasts. And that seems to cheer people up no end.
I'm sorry, she does her what?
She has breasts.
Oh, okay.
Because I love that we had Natalie on recently, and some guy still said, "Stand up and show us your figure."
Well, that's going to happen.
I also have breasts. Damn it!
I imagine yours are wonderful.
You can milk anything with nipples.
No.
Where does Drone Tech stream? Says some tosser. YouTube.com/Drone Tech.
He's on Twitter as well, though, and I think he goes out on Twitter sometimes, on Periscope. He's everywhere.
And he comes on our show and go on his from time to time.
Apparently he came on Saturday night when it was a little too late for myself, and I yelled at him about Ted Cruz for a little bit. I heard
there was you did get drunkenly locked on Ted Cruz.
Man, it was literally 10 minutes. I walked upstairs after you, and I didn't realize I was that drunk. But I had drank 4 or 5 beers in 3 hours or whatever it was, and then my wife handed me a bottle of wine, and I was like, "Oh yeah, great idea. That sounds great." And I literally walked upstairs. She had dinner ready an hour before. I took one bite of it, and I knew it wasn't going to stay down. And I went in my room and I just threw up. That's the first time I've done that in years.
Fucking rookies.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I shouldn't have gone pro, maybe. But Hayden, is there something that I got reminded of that I want to ask you seriously about censorship? I do understand why we have to have some kind of censorship. We couldn't say the N-word or stuff on the platform, or it would be shut down.
On here.
Yeah, but what do you think? Do you think meaningful censorship is possible? Because I can say pretty much the most horrible thing if I word it carefully.
Here's how it works with something like Live Leak.
No, but I mean in general.
I can only talk about what I've experienced personally.
Okay.
That's the thing. It's the easiest way because I can speak from experience rather than just thinking. People attack your advertisers constantly. We survived the 2008 downturn just fine because we didn't have the big offices and everything else. But in the last few years, our advertisers have been attacked consistently. The comments section has nearly crippled the site. At the moment, we're looking, and we've got to, because of COVID as well, other businesses have got to slow down. Everything's stopped. More people are consuming than ever, but investment has drawn right back. We're having to remove certain features just to keep the core of the site. You're constantly under attack. Once you get to a certain size, there's a massive undertaking. I've never been shy about it. If I earned a fortune off Live Leak, I'd tell you because you'd see me in my Ferrari. But there are some people that rely on it for a living. And if I had my way, there'd be nothing, no censorship. But by the same token, if I had my way, it would have shut about 10 years ago.
No, but I totally understand all that. And I have no problem with it. If I had a site, I would do what I thought necessary to keep it open. But I'm meaning, what do you think philosophically? Because intent is such a big deal.
It's very simple for me. It's very, very simple for me. I don't give a flying fuck about people's feelings. I don't care if people are restricted by words. I think you can draw a line. It's very easy to draw a line of, are you encouraging people to commit acts of violence directly? If so, fuck you. Are you advocating pedophilia, zoophilia, necrophilia? Fuck you. Are you encouraging any illegal activity? I mean, actively encouraging it? Fuck you. Outside of that, I couldn't give a flying fuck, because whether I don't like it, I know a lot of people, because I'm the guy out front at LL, I'm the guy that takes a shit. That's the idea. You must be upset by this, that, the other. You grossly overestimate the effect any of this shit has on me. So for me, if you're not directly inciting actual harm, and I don't mean shit that'll upset people, because I couldn't give a fuck about that. If you're not directly inciting harm, I don't give a fuck what you say, because it should be my right to hear it if I choose, and my right to argue back. Now, by the same token, every platform has a right to impose its own rules.
Yeah.
And if they don't want, whatever it is, if they don't want you to mention the word Disney, that's their business.
Yeah.
The problem I have is when it's enforced to the point it affects your real life. So if you said something I didn't like and I cancelled your real life, attacked your employers, that's where I have a real huge problem with it. A massive problem. It should be, if I don't like what you say, I have a right to block you and not listen to you. I don't have a right to stop you saying it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go. Sorry, I'm crashing quite hard right now. I'll see you in a bit, though, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, mate.
I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye. So that's my position.
I just think the lines, even with the doxing or whatever you call it, when you affect someone's personal life, everybody hates it, but the lines are so fussy. I think this is kind of a very confused
We've come to a
time.
point where apparently feelings matter.
Yeah.
The truth is, feelings don't fucking matter. They don't matter in the least. I don't expect anyone to give a fuck what I care about. You know what I mean?
But I don't think the laws are there yet. So I think judicially,
it's become feelings.
Exactly.
Be kind. But apparently, be kind doesn't extend to people you don't agree with.
Yeah. And I see even in courtrooms today where they evoke feelings, and then it's obviously biased in that direction.
It's fucking despicable. And it's something I've struggled with for years, and with the guys on LL, you know, there's a constant argument because there's obviously money people involved. LL is a ferociously expensive thing to online, and more I feel like a dinosaur, because I'm going, hey, fuck everyone, guys, let's just do this. And I'm like, we can't.
And I think the root of the problem is the social media mob that pushes on the advertisers that pushes.
Years, dude. It's not just me saying it now. For years, I've been telling people, don't fucking adopt to this technology. Because like Facebook with the pages, they initially opened up. They said, hey, everyone, just make a page. We'll give you a massive organic reach. You don't have to worry about websites anymore. And everyone adopted it. And of course, once they had the monopoly, they turned the fucking screws on you. YouTube, no, guys, don't use anywhere else. Come to us, you can earn money.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Then they turn the taps off once they own you all. And it's the only way you can get reach.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that in like 10 years, 15 years, they're going to look back at this and see how crazy it was. And
I'd like that, but I think the future of the internet is just Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, maybe.
Or every coming along.
We can always hope for the meteor.
This is why I can't affect much. I really can't. I've never overestimated my own importance. But if we can, through trigger warning over time, encourage other people to do shows, either on the radio or their own streams, if we get our own stream, and just do stuff. It's not about money. It's about doing something. And it's only a tiny little thing, but you know, I've always told people, make your own website, have your own property, do your own thing. It's hugely fucking important. And everyone's just got lazy. And now when they log into the internet, this is what I blogged about. You know, back in the day, you guys know yourself, you'd log in, you'd go on Netscape Navigator because you'd never use Microsoft, right? And then you'd use Alta Vista or fucking Excite or Yahoo, and your journey would begin for that evening. And you travel through shit websites, hateful websites. You just travel. You find a chat room you hang out with in a couple of hours. You travel. There'll be a few URLs you remember, but overall, you travel a lot. Now we log in, we go to Facebook and Twitter. And a couple of the URLs, maybe. We'd rather find links to them on Facebook or Twitter. And it terrifies me because the thing that I found the most amazing thing about the internet, that is this amazing communication device, this level playing field where everyone can make a site and be so you can check it out and It's all gone. It's all gone because corporate interests won.
Yeah.
They won. I never wanted a part in any of that shit. I don't. I hate it. I despise it. It's against everything I stand for. Many of the things we have to do on Lively kill me. They're against everything I stand for. But you know what? That's the internet people who have decided they want. Not us. They've decided that's what they want. They gave the power to these people. They gave the power to fucking idiots on Twitter who can now clump together and attack your advertisers because they don't like what you are saying. We gave them that power by using those platforms and embracing the bubbles because we get affirmation. It feels good. We get a thumbs up. We feel great. Everyone agrees with us. And
but I kind of think, the system is kind of flawed and probably is too easy for monopolies. And I'm very much for free market, but monopolies are a big problem. It's like Google started out like the good guys.
Yeah,
there's no need to be evil.
Do no evil. But the thing is, it's what people want.
Yeah, and they have to keep competitive. And it's like that Batman movie with Heath Ledger. I really like one quote there because I think that could be said about politicians' career or even companies. It's you either die the hero or you live long enough to become the villain.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they become corrupt if they stay in the game for too long, and it's inevitable.
I have to be careful because I've been in the game for a long fucking time. But you know, for reasons that are patently obvious, I never achieved the status they did. And my beliefs, I've not grown up very well. Yeah. I'm going to be honest, I have not matured terribly well. And inside, you know, I do the work I can do to keep, you know, my family fed, roof over the head, the little luxuries we all like. Beyond that, game on. So trigger warning for me was just originally because the Live Leak show was becoming a little more about my opinion, which was never a good thing for Live Leak. So we thought, right, we'll break it out from that. But my goal for this all along is, right, what can we do to get people involved? Not a business. Just what can we do? What can we do to just shoot shit out there and have some fun with it? You know, and Graham embraced it like that. He was there, which is why that day came when I said to him, do you want to just be half of this, mate? Yeah. Because you were meant to do this shit. And that was it. You know, and hopefully over the next few years we'll be able to do something pretty cool. It'll never be earth-shattering, never be the size of Live Leak, it'll never be big.
Yeah, but I mean, did you think that when you started, like, I don't know if Ogrish was your first thing, but did you?
No, I shat myself with Live Leak. I remember the day we turned Live Leak on. It went live early because the guy who turned it on couldn't wait. And I woke up about 6 in the morning, came out and grabbed a coffee. On Ogrish, we never had view counters. On Live Leak, we had view counters. And I was sat there with the guys and we were watching the views go up constantly. I was like, oh, shit, what have we done? What have we fucking done? You know, and no, it was insane. It was absolutely fucking insane. It was never meant to be like that. Live Leak, there was no hint it would get as big as it did. I never thought for a second.
I hope we're in the growing pains of this social media thing, although it's been going on for quite a while now, and somehow we'll find our way and make something successful, you know, that works for everybody instead of just the minority. But I mean, that's kind of the way things go for history, isn't it? That
I think what's going to happen is eventually we'll lose net neutrality. People will find out it wasn't a communist Obama idea. And that the corporations will control the net. And I think that's the way it's going. I'm sorry if it's a Debbie Downer, but I think we're all too apathetic. I first posted about net neutrality on Live Leak coming up for 10 years ago. No one gave a fuck. I'm not a visionary, by the way. I was standing on the shoulders of real fucking giants when I did this shit, but no one fucking cared.
But I think maybe, hopefully, that it's so rooted now, the whole social media thing with free information, that people kind find other ways to.
I really hope so. The problem is what I see, what disheartens me, is people saying, I don't like YouTube, we have to make a new YouTube.
Yeah.
So how do you think that's going to turn out, guys? When you have monthly overheads in the many millions, how do you think that's going to turn out? I don't want another YouTube. I don't want another Twitter. I don't want another Lively. I want 1,000 small sites, 10,000 small sites, 50,000 small sites. That's to me, that's the ideal. That's the perfect idea for me is, if you can get 10,000 people to work together, fuck. That's incredible. You can move mountains with that shit, and no one can stop you. But no one can. No one can because Drone Tech's a libtard. American Rebellion's a fucking Republic cunt. We can't get past the shit that's been laid out for us. We can't. I'm being very philosophical now that I'm drunk. I do. But we can't.
You should watch Westworld. I know I'm the only one who likes it, but you should really watch it.
Oh, you're not the only one. I think a lot of people like that show.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Should.
It just stays on HBO, and they keep making season after season because nobody.
No,
likes
but they really bring up the whole thing that the big corporations are making paths for us.
I'll just say that, because what I need to do, we're an hour and a half in. I need to go and have a small comfort break, make myself a cold drink because I'm out of booze. You guys talk about welcome, Cypher this to the show. Good to see you, my friend. I am going to be back in just a couple of minutes.
All right.
Yourselves and hang out.
I'm having some problems if you're hearing me.
That's okay.
No, we can hear you. We can hear you. Now, are you
guys will look after you?
Yeah, go. Now, are you going by? Am I wrong by assuming that you're going by a Gorgeous George on the YouTube?
Yeah,
that's you, right?
That's right. On triggerwarning.tv,
you got a feedback going on.
Yeah, I can hear it.
That's all right. You sound like you sound like you're important, like you're giving an announcement.
I'm coming to you from the moon.
Isn't it just the YouTube feedback? Because you get two sound sources.
It could be, but YouTube's got a longer lag than that is. So
yeah,
I doubt that's what it is.
Yeah, there you go. Got to show the main character.
Oh, something's going on there. You got a volume going on a different device, and you're picking it up on your mic.
Yeah,
what's going on.
I'll come back. I'm going to go off and come back.
All right.
No, it works.
No, he's coming back. He's got it.
Is that better?
I think. You're good. You're good.
Okay, I got to figure out what's going on because I'm looking at myself and my talking is about 5 seconds behind my voice.
What part of Florida are you in?
East Central Florida, just below Daytona Beach.
Oh, okay. So you're up quite a ways.
Yeah, it's a good place, despite Hayden's false accusations that it's a dump.
What's the beaches looking like these days?
I'm not going there. I had for a while. I was exercising. I went about 4 or 5 days early, and I was walking, a few miles, and then I quit. I just started isolating, just like they say. I wasn't going out except to go to the shopping centers. I shop about every second day.
Now, was it because you were worried about people being too close to you?
No, it's just that's the way I've been living. I'm a semi-hermit in my little condo here. So.
Because I noticed I've been studying the figures lately, and I noticed that even though Florida has high numbers, and it seems to be a commonplace for us, the media or whatever news you watch to shame both California and Florida, and both of them have had high numbers. But I've noticed per capita, per million, the numbers are extremely low. Like even lower than they are here, where we're spread out more than you guys are down there.
South Florida, where all of the old retirees go. There are many, many, many old rich retirees down in South Florida, the Gold Coast, they called it, and that is a high infection area of the state.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is I think that there is something to the sun and the temperature and the UV rays, and I don't think that I think that Florida, because Florida has been more lax than other places have with their lockdown. Not quite to Sweden standards like this guy up here, but they definitely took their time, and I think that they let things go a little bit longer. But if you look at the numbers, overall they look high. But if you look at the per population, like per 100,000 cases,
okay, there we go. Good.
Then they're not bad at all. You guys are like, if you ranked state by state by per capita, Florida would be probably in the lower half of the rankings. California would be the same way.
Yeah, the one thing going on in Florida that I just became aware of, and it's being spun as though it's nefarious, and I don't know, maybe there's some issue there, but they're not releasing mortality rates anymore from Florida, is my understanding.
Really?
Yeah, that's my understanding, is that they're not being full and open with their with their infections and their mortalities.
Just because they're not adding to the numbers daily that you're tracking, or you heard that they're just not releasing those numbers?
Yeah, I just heard it. I mean, I read it on one of the sites that I go for information, and it seems legit that they're not doing it. But I don't, I'm not. I follow as best I can. I mean, I really do, get right down to the events that are occurring in the world and the United States. Most of the time, every day. Being retired really does let me hang out, and you've probably all caught my style and how I am. I mean, I really am a geezer. I mean, in effect.
Well, you definitely got a different kind of bizarre type. There's nothing wrong with that. I like you don't follow the mold of most people, which is perfectly fine in my book.
Yeah, it's
you're in good company with me and Duke.
Yeah.
But now, did you come from another state? Or have you always lived in Florida?
Yeah, pretty much always. I mean, I'm a Southern person, real steeped in Southern genealogy. I mean, my parents Mississippi. I was born in Mississippi.
Where are you?
Biloxi, Mississippi. Yeah.
Can I ask you maybe controversial question?
Yeah.
Because we have a kind of stereotypical view of Southern Americans that you may be more inclined to own a gun. Is that true, or is it just
all of the states? There are GIFs out that you can get that show gun rights progression throughout the states, and there are very few states that now are completely. I don't think any of them ban guns, and there is a. It goes to, I forget exactly the verbiage, but I think it is shall issue. In other words, it's not optional to issue a concealed carry permit, but the state shall issue. It has to issue concealed carry permits with background checks, as far as that goes. And I heard earlier, I think you were mentioning it, Duke, about the southern states being more considered in somehow, I mean, looked down upon, and it's not really happening like that. It's more of that polarized left-right behavior that's going on, and there is more population in the southeastern, southwestern, and then into the central states that is more in the independent and conservative side of the spectrum. And
just to be clear, I personally love guns. I would own one if I could. Yeah. But here in Sweden, it's our view. Maybe it's just me, but my view of America is that it's more common in the Southern America or Southern.
Well, there are long-standing. I mean, there are decades going into a century and a half or 2 centuries of of conflict that occurred, and it was resolved. You know, there were enormous conflicts. The Civil War involved hundreds of thousands of deaths, I think, and I think it was like in the quarter of 500,000. I might be wrong about that. Somebody can fact check me. But then, you know, you got into the weird Jim Crow era in the all the way up until the 1950s, 1960s. I mean, activism was going on. You know, the polar activism was going on. I've always admired the persons of color and the coaching for nonviolent resistance. It was, I mean, I've watched it. It's awesome to watch, you know, people go where they were told not to go and just sit down, like in a diner or a theater or wherever they're going to go, and then just non-violently resist. And it's a fine art. You know, they coach the verbiage that's going to be spoken. And I've seen in recent decades or two, about this decade, that the conservative side has sort of understood now how that narrative goes. And the narratives are fighting now much more in a much more sophisticated way than they used to. It used
Let's be
to be,
honest, guys. You kids over there should not be allowed guns or any kind of responsibility. You prove yourselves quite incapable of such thing. I think it's time you accepted this whole shit hasn't worked out. And it's time just to calm your tits a little bit.
I mean, there are all sorts of wonderful alternative universes that we could begin that would be fun to talk about. But then you start getting into
I've only just seen the cat behind you there, dude.
What?
I've only just seen the cat behind you there, dude. That was just for a minute. I thought I was
and
seeing
behind
things.
the cat is a cool. What's that guy's name? He's an artist.
Just
That's a little bit too dark, but that's a famous. Let's.
No, I mean the cat that's behind your head.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
The one right there, yeah. He's cool. That's Beast. And he loves to do that. The male, I have two. The female, go ahead, excuse me.
Yeah, the art thing, dude, I'm lost on that. I recently built a website for an artist, and he said, you know, like, we get on really well. He's a really cool guy. Great artist, and he said, you know, if you pick a print or two, I'll gladly send you. I can't even pick one. I've got no fucking idea about art. I'm the most ignorant prick on the face. I either know that looks nice or that doesn't look nice. If someone says, "Can you analyze that?"
I know.
I have no. It's like films, you know.
Well, it's whatever speaks to you. I mean, you should.
I used to write for film magazines and things, and I was the worst reviewer because I watched films like a kid.
Yeah, but
Literally.
that's how I know I'm not smart, because I don't like jazz music. You have to
I don't either.
You have to be really smart to like jazz music.
That's not true.
As a guitarist,
no, I hope
everyone was getting into jazz, and I was always being told you need to learn jazz. And the reason I couldn't learn jazz, I'm sure technically I could manage it. I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Didn't understand it.
I'm not that smart either.
I can't stand it.
I just don't. I don't understand anything. I can't tap my foot to, and it doesn't have a fucking chorus.
Exactly. I feel the same exact way.
It's you just have a broader view. You know, you're able to take in the entire sphere of creativity. That's involved with it.
I'm very happy with my ignorance.
Yeah,
I mean, nobody's an expert in all things. You know, there's always
very comfortable
these
with
elements.
my ignorance.
And it's kind of funny because your name is Cypher there in the beginning. Cypher this, but Cypher is my favorite character in the Matrix because he just accepts the Matrix and enjoys the prime rib.
Oh,
he likes the
traitor. Yeah,
yeah.
No, he gets it. That dude gets it more than any other. Why would you want to live? Why would you want to live your life in a sewer wearing an itchy jumper?
Yeah,
when you could be dressed in the finest clothes and eating the finest steak,
and you don't have to listen.
Yeah, but you don't get to watch those cool green lines running down the screen. You know, if you're in the Matrix.
Plug me in. Plug me right the fuck in.
I accept. The lot of being an entertainment junkie.
I just had to check in with Graham actually to make sure he was okay. Graham's a little under the weather this evening, so I'll just checked on him. He's okay, So I'm going to check on him in the morning. Daz said very kindly, rather you than that knob Mark Commode. Mark Commode's dreadful, isn't he? On Trigger Warning, you are going to be seeing over the next few months some more reviews coming from, predominantly from Daz, because Daz is a tremendous writer. But film and music, obviously non-mainstream. I don't think you're going to find many reviews of the latest Marvel blockbuster. Not because we're above that shit, because we're really not. But
they're starting to put out some dreck. They're putting out some crap.
Oh, it doesn't matter how good it is. We're not the venue for that. But
they're eating up all the budget in Hollywood to make that.
Do you know what I miss in Hollywood? Films that cost $20 million.
Yeah. I think you're going to be happy then, because I think this time of multi $100+ million movies or even more, I think that's not going to happen for years.
Well, that's where creativity always lay, and it died. You know, the 5 to 20 million sort of budget, which in Hollywood terms is fuck all.
Right.
But I think I fear that they found the freaking golden formula, and that's the Marvel formula. And
Marvel are going to roll on for years yet.
But how are they? I just don't think that there's going to be a market for it. I mean, I just don't see how people are going to to the theaters. It's going to be a while.
Entertainment always wins. Entertainment and hookers.
Entertainment has worked in Prohibition times or Great Depression times. But we're talking about people can't leave their house times right now. People can't feel comfortable.
No.
They'll charge you the same price.
The problem now is the
same price as going to the cinema will be to stream the latest movie.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but I just don't think
they don't give
happen.
a fuck where you watch it.
Yeah, the problem now is advertising. Every platform that advertises, it's going to have a short down slope. But the entertainment as a whole, because it's value in entertainment, and people are willing to pay for it, even during a recession or depression.
Well, do you remember when I spoke earlier about the Trigger Warning platform?
And also hookers.
Some other people about creating a platform, and I couldn't see it as a viable business.
Yeah.
I think the only way you can support that is if we all support it.
Right.
That's the only way these things are viable on our small scale. On the larger scale, however, let's say they said cinemas won't open again till 2021. Not a problem for the entertainment industry. They'll just tell you, right, well, you can watch the latest James Bond film at home for the same price you'd pay to go to the cinema. And people, I guarantee, will pay it. Even though you pay for the cinema for the experience, the building, the staff,
right,
the equipment, they will charge you that to watch that on your computer at home.
If the
and people will pay it.
If the finances I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, in the worst case scenario, you can always go to college and sell hard drugs. Okay, go ahead.
No, if the finances are right, they've got 80-inch screens now, big screen TVs down to a price that's affordable. But
dude, you're missing out. Most people nowadays, young people, I don't mean old fuckers like us, they watch films on those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they will watch a film on a mobile phone.
The Irish
that's
man.
Amazing.
How dare they?
The miniaturization trend just baffles me. How the hard sell of that trend succeeded. It's just amazing.
Oh, I don't get it, but you know what? They're perfectly happy. If my son were allowed, he'd watch everything on a mobile phone, but he's not allowed.
Yeah, for business and communication purposes, it's wonderful. But the idea that you can just focus in and get into this weird craned neck position downward and just endlessly.
Did you not see how perfect that is for the businesses that do that? Because you've always got this with you.
Yeah,
you're always the consumer
attached.
It's
to the
perfect. Like the TV. I don't watch a lot of TV. I hardly watch any TV. I will watch films, but it's like, at this time, we'll go and watch a film. I'm the worst consumer imaginable for them. They want people that will watch The Irishman in bits on their phone. That's what they'll enjoy. Now, to me, I don't have the snobbery thing of, how can you enjoy it? You enjoy entertainment, however best fits you. Sure. The problem for me is attention span is definitely dying.
Yeah.
And it's really not the best way to consume a film. It's really not, but that's how they're consuming things in short bursts on a small screen. Younger people will not have sat down and watched the whole of The Irishman, which, to be fair, isn't unreasonable because it's ridiculously fucking long.
But do you think that your own attention span has been affected? Because I feel like mine has. I can hardly read a book
I have
anymore.
noticed it, dude. I have not, and I know that I've gone. No, I'm going. Fuck this. This is wrong.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like when I wanted to watch Afterlife by Ricky Gervais, I watched the whole lot because it's only feature length plus a bit.
I'm about third episode on that.
Yeah, I make sure if I'm going to watch a film, unless it's one with Junior where it's got a bit late and we've had to turn it off, I'll watch a film. Reading, I don't get to do nearly as much as I used to, but a lot of that's down to my personal life.
But when I try to read a book nowadays, I read and then I realize I have no idea what happened for the last 4 or 5 pages because my mind wanders, and I don't know if it's getting old or attention span.
No. Your brain does reprogram. Google has reprogrammed.
Yeah, I think it is.
It definitely has reprogrammed most of society's brain. We don't retain a lot of short-term information the way we used to because we don't need to. And your brain has very quickly realized you can hop on Google and find shit out. And this is a fact, by the way. This is not my opinion. This has been studied. Directions. People don't retain information like they used to because you don't need to. And if you don't need to, your brain won't because it's got important shit to think about. You know, I'm not talking about when you go to bed at night and the circus starts. But, you know, just regular daily shit has to deal with. So we are genuinely.
You're lucky.
My
we are
circus
genuinely.
When I wake up.
If you remember, circuses are actually just clowns and beating animals. There's nothing nice about it.
Still lucky.
But our brains are being reprogrammed by the technology. There's no doubt about it. This is a fact. And because we have such access to all this information, we tend not to retain.
Well, those of us that are smart enough can understand and, counter that reprogramming process. I mean, process. And, it's only counterproductive or harmful or whatever you want to call it, for the, how do you say it without being, like you said earlier, a snob? There is enormous IQ range, and if you're smart,
you're muted.
Hey, that is muted. But some tosser messed me up when he wrote that maybe the cat is a microphone.
Completely incorrect.
Still.
Your IQ has no relevance to how this impacts you.
Yeah, it does.
No, it really doesn't, because
yes, it does. We'll just differ.
No, this is the thing. We all think we're special. We all think the propaganda can't
get I am. I don't know about you guys.
Change. The fact is, none of you have been beyond it. You all think, because we all think we're special and we're all really clever. We're not. We are totally the product of our environments.
Do you think IQ matters, though, at all?
Not where this is concerned, because in fact, the higher your IQ, the more likely you are to fall victim to it. The more likely you are to consume more information that you don't need, that your brain can jettison because it knows it has access to it and doesn't have to store it. These are scientific facts. Now, the problem is we all think we're too clever.
Back off, you're a scientist.
How many people are not? That's the thing. I'm not. I read people that are rather than people that tell me things I like. How many people do you see online, though? Yeah, all these people affected by propaganda. Not me, though. Everyone's special. None of us are fucking.
It's processed differently by different people. It's just
when Facebook. Yeah, again, I don't know. When Facebook did that test to see if they could alter people's moods, it didn't matter how you are. They altered people's moods.
I'm sure of it.
I'll take a little bit of
content.
I'll take a little bit of time to go a little far afield. There was a construct that was Americanized. It was created by someone who wasn't American. It was an Englishman, I think. And then an American philosopher, William James, created the pluriverse concept. And in that concept, every person in effect, has a universe, a subjective universe of their own. Of course, there's only one objective physical universe, but everybody has their own subjective universe from which they can perceive the world.
Everybody
that's where I come from. That's exactly
the interesting part about that is the reflection of it. Everybody has a subjective version of you, and they're going to differ extremely.
Mm-hmm. But the most important thing is we are all ego-driven creatures, all of us. We are all. Well, no, we all are. There's no exception. I've never met anyone that tells me I've not got an ego. Yes, you have. But we are all the center of our own universe. All of us.
No.
All convinced. No. It doesn't matter whether you like the idea.
That's coming from the Freudian orthodoxy, and
no, it's how we are.
That's one who doesn't.
Cult.
You never tried that Ayakasha thing, whatever it's called.
But it's the thing, dude. I think you're thinking that you place yourself as the most important thing in the universe. I didn't say that. You center your own. For example,
I don't want to die.
My son is the most important thing in my universe.
Right.
That's still my universe. We are all the center of our own universes. We all think that we have the inside line. As you know, as we get older,
subjective universe, exactly.
As we get older,
I agree.
More and more that we don't really know that much.
Nobody's an expert at everything, that's for sure.
When you're younger, you have far more confidence that you know how everything works.
Yeah.
As you get older, life beats out of you and shows you that actually you're hanging on by the skin of your teeth no matter what. Yeah. But there are many people that, again, we all believe they catch all these other people out, but not me. I'm not affected. They are. But I know that the people that work in these fields are smarter than any of us at what they do. And they are very good at what they do. Yeah. And I know that Facebook have run tests to see about, as I mentioned before, affecting people's moods. And it worked. And do you know who it worked best on? Those people that thought they couldn't be affected. Because we're all the same. To one degree or another, we like affirmation. We like to feel that we belong. We like to feel that we're smart. We like to feel that we're informed. And as long as you play into that, you've got people. And that's just the truth. None of us want
That's your truth. That's not my truth.
That's the objective.
No, it's not really, actually.
The fact that you believe you're above it means you are
No, I know I'm a part of it, but I know that I have a pretty good cognitive, understanding of my part.
No, and I have Happy Dog on my side that neither him or me has any ego. And it's written there, so it's a scientific proof.
Happy Dog.
I
wouldn't trust him to tell me his full name.
No, but really, there are these really interesting studies now in neuroscience where they have like the ID, your identity center works like a network in a computer. What the fuck? I don't really care, but.
Well, I mean, no personality.
See, my identity is moving around.
No person.
No, and if you take this mushroom or MDM or whatever it's called, you have an experience outside of your identity, and it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Talking about those, that series, The Midnight Gospel, that I wrote it a couple of times on the sidebar on Netflix. It's just trippy as all get out. So some of you might like it. I can't recommend it enough. I'm having a good time with it.
The important thing we have to remember.
But you should watch Westworld. It's so much better. I haven't seen your shows, so
that thing.
Westworld's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You guys are like above it. You're all sheep. We are all sheep. we just choose different shepherds.
Yeah, but I have to say one thing.
The more you're not.
One trick I use not to if I listen to a lot of what I consider smart people smarter than me. And if I agree with them totally, then I know something is wrong. But I haven't really. So if I can disagree with some points, I feel like I have a quite unbiased view.
Yeah.
On
Believe
But
me,
you have the sheep, you have the wolves, and you have the sheepdogs. So you have a triad there. It's similar to in domestic issues that go bad. You always have these triangles of the oh damn, I've lost. I used to have it in my, just it was part of how I understood my own family. You have the rescuer, the victim, and the victimizer. So you've always got these in the domestic, disharmony. You've always got these victims, victimizers, and rescuers, and family members trade places in different scenarios, and it goes round and round and round.
I believe you got
Cipher this. Are you a Jungian?
Yeah, to a degree, yeah.
Just so we can get
A Jamesian, a Jungian, and a pragmatist.
You got quite offended there. I don't mean in a horrible way.
I'm
You were as controlled.
I'm too drunk to be offended.
As malleable as anybody else. And you brought it down to a very personal level. And I am telling you objectively that through technology, your mood, your thoughts, and everything else can be steered. Not necessarily controlled, but certainly
to a degree. Yeah.
Oh, to a great degree, a massive degree, a terrifying degree.
But we're aficionados of free speech. Well, where does that come from? That comes from free will.
People play into that as well.
There is no free will.
Successful London Real. We spoke about that before. That is a business that's dedicated to selling training programs. They've just raised nearly $200,000 for a freedom platform, which is their own platform. People have donated to a business because the guy's proclaimed himself as yet another messianic figure of the conspiracy machine, like Felix Jones and things like that. Now, it's easy to think that I wouldn't be fooled into that, but we all are to some degree. There's something that hooks us through the bag because as human beings, as much as we like to think we're hugely independent, we do still need the affirmation of our peers. We do still need to know that people agree with us. We do need to know that we're right. It's a human thing. It's not an intelligence thing. It's a human. We are a pack animal. As much as I bet each one of us in here and many of those in chat think we're individuals to the nth degree. In my real life, outside my family, I don't need anybody, but we're still pack animals.
Well, I'm a lot more of a sheepdog than I am a sheep.
Yeah, we all.
No, but I would agree with Cypher this. Probably, I think you would agree with me that there are different personality types, and I don't think everyone needs to be right all the time. I think that's a certain type of people, not everyone.
No, I said we all like to be right. We like to know that we're on the right track. Most of us like to think we're good people. Like Cypher, this just said, I'm a sheepdog, not a sheep. As if that makes you any better because there's a shepherd that whistles you and tells you what to do. There's not a lot of difference between the sheep.
I'm not a shepherd. I'm a person with the means to defend people and to defend themselves.
No, that's a funny thing.
The sheep is actually just same as sheep.
Can I just very short rant? It's kind of funny with people who ask what's the meaning of life or what's the purpose of life. They need some kind of outer purpose or outer meaning. It's like they need a boss because they can't handle freedom. Complete freedom is that you make up your own meaning. You make up your own purpose. Why would it has to suit someone else? Why would it has to benefit someone else? That's what you're asking for when you're asking for a purpose or meaning of life.
Well, there's if you Google the social contract, you'll see this, it's not theory. It's basically part of what Hayden is saying about programming. There is a social contract where I agree not to be a criminal, not to be, damn it, what's the term? A civilly, civilly troubling person who misuses the contract laws and things like that.
Yeah, it's usually not to diminish the freedoms of others, right?
Right. Try not to do that. Yeah, that's all about what the social contract's all about.
Yeah.
I have to toggle between, to see the sidebar, I have to toggle over to YouTube, and then I have to toggle back. And on YouTube, all of myself and all of you are speaking about 5 seconds behind your faces, so it's sort of weird. But I love to see the sidebar on YouTube, but I have to figure out a better way to do it, I guess.
Can you see the comments as a guest on here if you click comments? Does that not work?
Okay, let me go. Let me
get as a guest.
Let me see.
Live comments? What happens if you do that?
You're in the show.
What the hell?
Live
look
comments.
at that. What is all that?
Lo and behold.
Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Is that stuff that just happened? Look at that.
He's over there.
Cypher this. Have you ever heard of the power of the crowds?
No, I haven't heard that term.
I have, and you made that.
Yeah, I know. That was
with the coins.
The best video.
Grade A.
The best video I ever made for Live Leak was I made a video called, well, 2 videos. It was, "Are you smarter than a live leaker?" And I knew there was this thing back in the old. This came about back in the old, like 100, 200 years ago. They had this county fair, and they guessed if you would guess the weight of this animal, and it would you would get the whole animal if you got the closest to it or whatever. And the guy was a mathematician that tallied up the votes, and what he did was he took the average of all the votes, and it was almost spot on of what it was. So I did that. I used that theorem in the Live Leak video. I held up a jar of, it was $112 or something and change, and it was right. It came. I was shocked myself, but when I averaged all the tallies up, it came within. It was like 17 cents of the act. And some of the, like, I saw these guesses and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna look like an idiot when I add all these up, because it was like one of them was like $12 or something. I'm like, come on, man. But then there were some that were like $300-$400 in this jar. But that's the thing, it's just like when they had that show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you would think the guess of phone a friend, and you'd call this genius that knew everything about whatever topic you were going to do. He would be the one statistically that was more right but the audience was always such a higher percentage, and we are so much smarter as a group. The 4 of us are so much smarter at figuring any problem out than any single one of us would be individually.
I forget what that term is called for. It's not power shooting a problem. It's something like,
it goes towards crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing. That's why crowdsourcing is so brilliant, and works so well. But the problem is you have to have a common goal. So that's why, like, voting for a president or something obviously isn't always the right answer. But if you have an answer that is a set answer, then if you just took everybody and they all gave their guess and you average those out, then you're always going to get the right answer.
Huh. Yeah.
I thought actually that was one point that was promoting the idea of democracy, because it averages out.
Yeah, right. You're right. And I'm not saying, like even so much I hate Trump, I'm not saying that maybe it wasn't good to have him hopefully just in there 4 years, to keep down how left leaning so many things were going, and how accepting we were of different things. And that's why I like the Green New Deal, this ridiculous thing. It might be the way that we need to put that in place to save this planet, but it's never going to work because we can't all agree on that. So it's going to be thrown aside because it's so ridiculous.
The pastoral elegiac vision, is a wonderful vision, but it's got to be paid for.
Just to be clear, I'm not promoting democracy. I just said that.
You're not promoting. You think.
What?
I think everyone in the UK should vote for me in the next election. The first thing you do is abolish voting and tell you that you don't have to worry about that.
Well, you have to agree, we have a mediocracy.
I will sort everything out for you. I will take care of it. Why put yourself through that every few years? Just leave it to me. It'll be fine. Be fine. I think it's overrated because it's that old saying, isn't it? And it's very true. Yeah. If voting changed anything, we wouldn't be allowed to do it.
I'll tell you guys. Well, I'm gonna go out of the feed. I don't want to hog up too much of the time.
No, I'm leaving too. I gotta pee real bad, and I think dinner's ready. So.
I'm going to be here
down
forever.
to Duke and Hayden. Then see you guys.
Duke was only gonna be here for 5 minutes.
I'm here till I'm kicked.
We've been on over 2 hours, so I think it's time we probably wrapped it up for tonight.
Right.
Anyway, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Gorgeous George, sorry for this, who left. Bye-bye. Hey, Philip, thanks for coming on again, dude.
All right. Cheers, fellas.
Pleasure, never a chore. And Duke, always cool, mate. Thank you so much.
Thanks and sorry again.
It's all right. Guys, we're done. We're going. We'll be back Saturday night with the lock-in. I will be joining us this weekend. Bring your own drinks, do your shit, do whatever you got to do. Do join in with us. It's gone on far too seriously long by half tonight. I'm half cut. I want to go and hit the couch and go to bed. So I will see you guys on Saturday night. I don't think we're streaming tomorrow. So yeah, Saturday night. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. See you soon. Bye-bye.